You know, you said something, take communion. I think, you know, you can do communion right there at your home. Just get a little cracker, a little juice, and just if you're believing God for something, especially healing in your body, just get in agreement with someone and just do communion and just break the bread. Remember, his body was broken and by his stripes we're healed, and then drink the juice in remembrance of the blood of Jesus. And it's so simple. Like people think you just have to do it at church.
Yes.
Right.
But did you do it? Did you ever do it at home?
Like, to me, people don't realize every single day, especially, I mean, when you're in a physical challenge, but also in a mental challenge, you know, because there's so much anxiety right now, and there's so much depression, and there's so much like worry about, and I thought, you know, if we really do exactly what you were saying, start our day with saying, you know what, I'm going to allow the brokenness of what Christ did on the cross. I'm going to remind myself that he took this for me. He took my anxiety. He took my fear. He took my sadness. So I'm going to start my day with, I'm going to remind myself of, because communion is a reminder of what Jesus has done. So I allow my remembrance to work, and then I let that stay on the cross, and then I'm able to live my life in a healthy way without anxiety, without the depression level that the world is just sad. And we as Christians, man, let's rise up and let what Jesus did work. That's really, that's renewing your mind. It's renewing your mind. It's starting the day. I'm going to think the thoughts of God so I can be the light that God has called me to be.
Well, and I know we're going to have Tasha on in just a moment. She's going to sing, but can you tell us kind of a quick version of what happened with your granddaughter?
Wow.
I know I saw on social media, we were praying for her. Beautiful girl, by the way, just a doll. But what happened? The news with that had to be so shocking for your family.
Shocking. When you get news that your 11-year-old granddaughter has cancer, it is shocking.
What kind of cancer was it?
Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we have pictures that we can show of the
she's
family. She's beautiful.
She's like a little twin. She's my little lady there. Like there she goes, the one on the wall. I don't know which side. I can see the picture, but you know, she's
the oldest one.
She's the oldest
she's on the far
she's
right.
sitting by me, not by.
Yeah, she's on the far right.
Yeah, she's on the.
And her name is
Willow. Willow Beth.
Okay.
So you just see.
There she is right there. Okay, 11 years old.
Yeah.
Tell me about Casey and
well, when you do hear a diagnosis, and my first thing I had to deal with, though, honestly, is the memory, because he went through 11 months of chemo. That anybody that has a family member that has gone through chemo, and my mom also, she also went through hard chemo. So I had to deal with my memory. That's where renewing your mind. I mean, immediately I was flooded with that. And so people can get flooded with the negative. So I had to, you know, like I was like almost overwhelmed with the flood of fear and anxiety.
Almost like PTSD.
Yes, it was just
I've been through this battle before. Right. This is
and my girl, I mean, my Willow, I was like, that cannot be true. You know, I'm like, everything goes into go. And so I had to stop, and we just started to pray, you know. Yeah, look at that.
That's her dad, Caleb.
That's her daddy.
Holding her.
I mean, I have to say, her dad, Caleb, and Krista, our daughter-in-law, they put together a faith plan. She's again there, the four of the grandkids, she's the tall one. But they put a plan of faith in action. They put a hard plan. Casey and I, all of the team, we prayed, and we got a plan of what we were going to do, and the plan of how we would speak and how we would renew our mind to not let fear dominate. Bad news brings fear. Bad news brings your emotions of going to those feeling places, because we're human, you know, and God's not worried about that. I always say, God's not worried that you get afraid or that you're going to cry or that don't go down that pathway. If you cry, if you're fearful, just go, okay, God, I give it to you. I take on your peace that passes understanding. Help me in this place. Because remember the father that his daughter was sick, and he says, Jesus, help my unbelief. Reached out and got that help. And then you start that process. And we put together, you know, Caleb and Krista put together a very good faith plan. And we, as grandparents, we just step right in there. and step right behind that plan and say, we are with you. We speak in faith. And of course, we did many different things. You know, we took Willow places with them. Whatever their plan needed, we were right there and assisting and helping and going. And of course, Auntie Tasha was going to sing. She's like, Willow and her are like two little pals. And so all of us as a family, we all jumped in. We were all a part of the plan.
It was a community of faith.
Yes,
it was a community of faith.
So Casey, what happened? Like, tell us the rest of the story. So she was diagnosed. Then what happened?
Yeah.
It wasn't an overnight thing.
Nope.
I know.
Right. And, people have said to us, why didn't you use faith? We're like, we were using faith.
We're using it.
And prayer and medicine and everything we got, right?
Yeah.
Every endeavor.
So it's not either or. It's
That's right.
and.
Right.
So, yeah, and Willow went through 9 months.
Yeah, she went through
almost
the
a year.
chemotherapy. Yeah.
And, it was difficult. But everyone around her, everybody encouraging, keeping faith working.
And how was Willow?
She was strong.
She's a trooper.
Yeah.
She's a faith girl. She's a worship leader in children's church. And
Yeah.
she just goes for it.
And what that did, I mean, as much as you hate that a child would have to go through something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through that process and who she is today, she's probably so much stronger and more mature than she would have ever been had she not gone through it.
Yeah, and when she hears of other kids at school and kids in church who are having those challenges, and she can encourage them, let them know, hey, you can win, you can overcome this.
Yeah.
So she's a great gal.
So how long ago was that, and how's she doing now? Wendy?
Well, now it's just, I mean, like, you think about it, wait, has it been? A
couple years ago.
No. He's always like, it's less than a year. That she was totally healed, totally done with all the
praise
medical, with everything. Boom, she's healed, We're done with
Praise
that.
God.
And so that is a news, though, to every mom, every grandma, every father, every grandfather that listens. I wish that we could say nothing ever bad happens on earth. But we can't say that because we've lived life and we already know hard stuff happens on earth. It never means, though, that God is not there. He's always there.
Yeah.
He never leaves us. He never forsakes us.
Right.
And we might even, when we get the news of something, have almost, like I did, I cried. I was just, oh my gosh, but God's not worried about our emotions. He is, Jesus cried, and I went, no, it's okay that there's a moment that you allow the realness, but then you just turn your eyes onto the reality of Jesus is there. Our Father is there. Our healer is there. Our peace that passes understanding is there. Our confidence comes from that place. And so I always encourage mom, dads, grandparents, is that, okay, turn your eyes to Jesus and begin that amazing prayer that God, you are more than enough.
Well, before you leave, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, we would love to hear how the Lord is moving and touching your heart right now. So be sure to comment below and then share this video with someone you feel needs it just as much as you did.